Hello, everybody. AJ, the CEO here. Thank you so much for stopping by. We try and come here every Friday as best as we possibly can to answer your media ministry questions. I don't know everything, folks, but hopefully the little bit I do know will make your journey a little bit easier, or I can at least point you in a direction of some great people that we've been building together. We've come together so that we can share that knowledge. Give me a half a second to verify sound. I hope y'all can hear me well. I can talk up more if need be, but audio's fine. Let me know if y'all are having any issues with the audio. So, folks, we're excited. We look. I just had to tell you so. I have to be excited because, man, this media ministry thing be getting draining sometimes. That's the reason why I put that question out there. Going to be catching up with Lanny. Just finished up another podcast, one question with Pastor Rob. again, the door is open to any of y'all. If y'all are interested and want to be on our One Question podcast where we just talk about these questions and you never know what might pop up, but that's what we're trying to do here. What else am I leaving out? I think I got everything. Let's holler at the good people that are out there that are joining us today. And special request here from Creator for Fun. Hello, church family. Our overseer, Pete Jackson, has transitioned, so soliciting prayers for his natural and spiritual families. You know, we're going to lift y'all up in prayer. Unfortunate that we hear about that, but hope y'all are all doing well. We do the best that we possibly can to keep you in our prayers and the church family and everyone as y'all are going through this tough situation. So, again, you know, let us know what we can do to help you out there. Creative for Fun. Phyllis, let us know. Lanny, good morning to you. Rabbi, hello. How are you doing? Kelvin, good morning. Brian Jones, hello. Multimedia K4O, hello. Good morning to you. Michael, hello. How you doing? Parker, hello. And like I said, Pastor Rob, good morning to you. D, what is going on? Anthony, hello. Mr. Clarence, how are you doing? G-Man, how are you doing? I think that's what we got so far. Let's knock out all the formalities and all that stuff out of the way, folks. Like that background? I like that. But anyway, folks, let me use this platform to just give you and your team a shout out, because that kind of goes to the question that we'll be talking about that I posted that's pinned here. But send me an email at questions@ajhomes.com. Make the subject my media team. Send me a picture of your media team. Let me know where you're located, your church's name, and let me shout out your media team and give them their flowers now and show them appreciation for all the stuff that they are doing. Just a little flashback to some of the people that we had being featured in here. Oregon City Bible Chapel. Big shout out for them. We got Fresh Start Church in Philadelphia. And then we have Union Grove Baptist Church. Again, thank y'all for all the hard work that y'all are doing, as well as if you didn't send me a picture, thank you for all the stuff that you're doing in your ministry. Also, we are building it up with our live stream, because I'm really working towards my my schedule. So can I give you the dream of what I would like to do? Like to do is have post a one question. Well, actually, on Mondays, do a live stream review of what's coming in. Because normally Monday I don't schedule anything from a business standpoint, so I'm not going anywhere. But have that to where I'm doing those recording for the Bible, reading through the entire Bible, trying to do 3 to 5, maybe even 6 recordings of that so that I can do the entire week, so I can go throughout the entire time. Then Tuesday through Thursday is business stuff. But in the evenings, as long as I don't have choir rehearsal, which is on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and my daughter's not with me, we would have a recording of a one question. Hopefully would like to release that on Saturdays, or maybe even a Thursday. Record that Friday, like today. We have our Q&A. And then I'm just trying to build up a schedule to where it's just like on a television network. Hey, on this day, this time, this day, and this time, these shows come out all the time. So I'm working towards that. So don't think I'm ignoring you, but we are putting that together. And why is that image not showing? But anyway, like I said, check out the one question, folks. Would love for y'all to sit down and talk with y'all if you will want to be a part of it. But just know that you can email me at questions@ajhomes.com and submit questions if you'd like me to answer some of those questions. We're getting closer and closer to getting our the podcast room over there at Antioch set up. I actually got my adapters yesterday, and right before choir rehearsal, I'm going to download this picture so I can import it in here. Imported the the new images and stuff like that. So we got our lights now hanging from the ceiling, and I need to get some longer power cable so that stuff is not dangling like there. But I mean, we're getting close to trying filling that out. We got to move the chairs over and stuff like that. I got some working on getting some accent walls, those little wood beams in the back. And then once we get the approval, get the young adults in there, we're going to paint the room and all this stuff. So when we're finishing that, I'm going to have a collaboration, one question there to kick their stuff off, but then we'll do other stuff as well too. But really excited about all of that stuff that's going on. Good morning, Tara. See, y'all starting with the Mac stuff already. I ain't messing with y'all. What else am I forgetting? Yeah, folks, if you're not a part of the Facebook group, go ahead and go to Facebook, look up Modern Media Ministry Made Easy, answer the 3 questions. Don't post your live stream in there, which reminds me, I forgot to post that thread. So I'm gonna do that so we can share the live streams this Sunday. Well, I'll start it on Saturday and Sunday. But anyway, go to Facebook, look up Modern Media Ministry Made Easy, answer the 3 questions, and join the 3,600 media ministries from all over the world, where we're just sharing knowledge and being able to encourage folks that's a resource that you can reach out to people. If you have some questions, I don't have every piece of equipment, but somebody in there has your stuff, and that way we can help move everybody forward. If I don't get to your question, folks, know that you can email me a question to ajhomes.com. Give me 48 to 72 hours to respond to you. If me and you go back and forth with 3 emails, I highly recommend you go ahead and book a consultation with me so I can have dedicated time to answer and focus on your questions. That's ajhomes.com/consultations. And I think that is about it. All right, folks. So getting ready to go into it. I'm going to start this off a little bit. And I guess I should have posted this. I need to have a graphic on here. Let me actually do this real quick. I'm going to add this. I don't have a slide. Shoot. I should have prepared for this a little bit better. Give me a second. I'm making a template real quick so I can post this question to y'all. And I want to kind of talk about that to lead into what. See, hold on. What is one thing you dislike about media ministry? So I hate having to throw it together like this, but hey, you know, we do what we got to do. So my question to y'all. And again, if you haven't commented, this is your moment to actually put this in the comments so we can talk about this. So what is one thing you dislike about media ministry? We had a couple of people post some comments on here, and we'll get to your technical stuff. But again, I think this is a viable thing for us to talk about as well, too. So let me go backwards in here. And I completely agree with Creator for Fun's answer here to the question, and it was saying that her answer to that is that there's not enough people that take what we do seriously as you do. I completely agree. Some people think at least for me, people think that I'm over the top, and it's not that I'm over the top as in I'm doing it for show. I just feel like if I'm here, I want to give my best in what I'm doing. And that's like right now, I notice the stuff that the average person isn't going to notice if you're not dealing with it. Like helping the church, let them know, hey, your web domain is about ready to, expire here on Monday. And people aren't paying attention to it. Oh, this key on the pedal of the organ is not working. This is not working. Hey, we need to do this. Hey, there's been a transition that Microsoft and all these other people have stopped their nonprofit plans for office, and being aware of stuff like that. Most people are just like sashaying through life, not paying attention to stuff. And we talk about it before. When you know better, you do better. Once you're aware that things can be done at a better level, why not do it? I have to agree with D as well. I dislike the misconception that we just push buttons and duty stop on when Sunday service ends. I mean, exactly. It's not, just not a one-day thing. And then Pastor Rob is saying the same thing. My answer is that people don't realize that it's ministry. Exactly. And it's not a hobby. This sure ain't a hobby. And again, agreement. They're the front line, media ministry, the front line, and are the marketing standpoint. It is seen as good marketing or bad marketing. Yeah, exactly. So, folks, when we get to our questions here, please start it off with a Q, so that way it makes it easy for me to search and find them. But Rabbi, I have an answer for you right here, a question for you. What is the best computer to run ProPresenter on, Mac or PC? Now, I'm going to be honest. For a long time, Renewed Vision, the people who make ProPresenter, they put a lot of attention into the Mac and treated the PC as the black sheep in the family. Like, we don't want to pay attention to it. But since 7, they supposedly built it from the ground up on both platforms so that they perform better. Now, not being a hater on either side, I'm going to just be honest. For a Mac, if you want stability and you're happy with the outputs that your Mac is able to support, which honestly most of the time is only one display, because the Mac only has 2 outputs. If you get a Thunderbolt connection, you can possibly have another feed. If you're not trying to grow it any bigger than that, Mac. If you want to be able to have multiple outputs and grow and easily add more displays and stuff like that, I honestly have to say a PC is more affordable. Yes, you can get a dock. The dock is $275. Then you put a card inside of that. You're talking about another $150 up to $600 compared to you can just put another graphics card with outputs in your PC for half that price. I just say it. Either one will work for you, but I like to say, are you literally saying I don't need to grow and I don't need to do any more outputs? If that's the case, a Mac is going to be great. A PC could work great too, a mini PC. But if you have the foresight that you want to have more physical outputs, just the state of what it is easier to do that with a PC. But either one of them will perform well. Creative for Fun is saying, doing something new to reach the kids. I just wrote 2 children's books with 2 different, from 2 different last Sunday's messages. That's awesome. How did you do that? Did you leverage some AI to help you with doing that? Let me know. Love to see about that. T-Man. Hello. Good morning to you. Leon. It's not Leon S. Kennedy, is it, from Resident Evil? I've been playing. I'm on my last playthrough, and then I am collecting everything, and then I got to go on my insanity run. I'm going to probably do that here in a little bit. But good morning from Beth L. Gibor. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Good morning to you. Where are we at? Brian, for his comment on the one question. I saw this church do XYZ. Let's create something like it this week that I can add to my sermon. This church do XYZ. Let's create something like this. Interesting. And I don't know. I thought I said it, but good morning to you. If I didn't say, I thought I did, but just in case, my apologies if I didn't. Good morning, G. Albert. People are setting their ways. All right, let me jump over and see what people are saying. To Randall, hello, AJ. We can't get any volunteers. They are timid to try. See, that's the thing. Like, I had choir rehearsal last night. And the same intensity that I try and do media came from music. And I had, I'm playing for the gospel chorus this week. And ranging from the ages of early 70s to 50s, early 50s. That's the age range of the choir. And I believe my role, no matter what it is, even like right now, is a coach. A coach can see the inadequacies of the team and the players or the choir members or the volunteers. And our role is to try and push them to the next level. But at the same time, not push them so hard when they know that, hey, I'm pushing them to a level that they aren't able to sustain at that level. So I say all of that to say that there's a lot of times that our apprehension is because of a lack of confidence. And a lot of people being timid really is people are afraid to make a mistake. They think that the world is going to end when you make a mistake. No. Success is built on failure. You're never going to succeed until you fail. When have you ever heard anybody just automatically succeed at everything? That's why I like to take the statement, you want to be successful, fail faster. Fail more than anybody else around you. That way you're learning more. So when people are timid, they have to realize that, hey, you have a safety net. Or the nicest way I try to say this, your church is not so great, your live stream is not so great that you make one mistake, the whole world is going to end. Y'all's live stream is not that important. Like, understand what I'm saying. Your live stream failing, the whole world structure is not going to fall apart because you make a mistake. And let people know that so they can have comfort in the fact of, man, I messed up. How can I perfect that? But you like, again, I hate references this right now, but Resident Evil 9, the game is annoying to me because they have this one character who she's second guessing herself all the time, and it is infuriating to me. I'm like, you got zombies running around and they're right in front of you. They're like, oh my God, what should I do? First off, instead of standing still saying, what should I do? Turn around, haul tail in the other direction. Like, why are you, I don't know how to tie that into video games, but my whole thing is like, a lot of people are afraid to make mistakes. But the only way you're going to find out where you need to work at is when you have a mistake and when you fail. So we just need to develop the environment that, hey, this is a safety net. I encourage you to strive for perfection, but realize you're never going to reach it. You're going to have flaws. You're going to fail. You're going to do this. And it's okay. Admit that you're wrong. Try, fail, adjust. Rinse and repeat. That's all that is. And our role as leaders in media ministry is to set that environment to where it's safe enough for people to try and encourage them to try and to do new things. Rod, one question. I will forever dislike how we are the last ones to get a piece of the... I have to admit, that's normally true. I just finished doing an install at Lebanon, upgrading that stuff, and I need to finish the video off of that. But it was funny that this week they said that the church is complaining that the media gets all of the budget. And I think they were trying to say, like, for so many years, we didn't get anything. So now when the church is seeing the importance of it, they're putting their money into getting the cameras and the stuff that they need. So I completely agree with that. Lanny was saying, what's the point of even doing this? Nobody is watching. Man, you almost got me in my feels with that one, Lanny. Because honestly, that's how I felt with this channel. Can I be honest with you? I sometimes still feel that way. Because I sit out here and bust my tail. And like at night, like even the other night, I was like, God, look, every day, this is all I do. All I do is try and serve and try and help. And I'm like, why is it so hard? Why is it so hard to keep doing this? And I'm seeing people doing stupid stuff and they're being more successful online. We're at a total of almost 2,000 videos of doing media ministry stuff. I haven't hit a 1 million view video yet. We haven't, can I be transparent? I know this might be wrong for YouTube, might be a terms of service, but I'm just going to be honest with you. I've never made more than $2,000 a month with YouTube. We are nowhere close to that now. So again, I don't do it for the money, but then I sometimes look with everybody. It's like, man, all I'm trying to do is help churches. And I just get drained left and right. And it's like, why should I keep doing this? So I'm just being honest. I still feel that way. The only thing that keeps me going is when I have great folks like y'all, and then it's the non-church Bible answer that I can say is like, God hasn't told me to do anything different. So I just trying to find satisfaction in the fact that I'm helping somebody. I know what I would like, and it hasn't happened yet, and I have to just say, hey, you got to keep going. You know, I'm just telling you that's how I feel. But I do feel that same way constantly. Leon, I agree. I'm the only sound guy, but we do have 5 others that can run the in-house streaming. Rob, hello. Darius, good morning to you. Dennis, his answer to the one question? Lack of help and lack of support. Hey, that's what we try and do here. That's what this whole channel is for, is to fill the need that I know I had a deficiency in when I was doing it. I can't change everything. I can't fix everything. But I can at least, instead of me being someone that sits on the pews and, you know, trying coaches from the bench, telling the coach what they should do, I decided to get into the game. You know, I can't be every position, but I could at least try and help y'all as best as I possibly can. That's the reason this channel exists. Created for fun. Agreed, AJ. Just giving our best. I just made NFC cards to put on the back of our chairs for people that came into the sanctuary and connect. That's awesome. I need to tell that to Pastor Paul. I think that would be really cool. And the fact is, like, you can still make the connect cards, but you put that in place and that just stays there. That's awesome. One thing I have issues with is when those running in-house and streaming start worshiping and mischant. That's my pet peeve. Like, even though I have access that I can change everything from the piano when I'm playing, I'm more of the thing, and I have to remind myself constantly, AJ, you've got to let people smash their face against a brick wall. Meaning, we just talked about how you learn is by you fail, but sometimes we have to let people fail, because if we always come in and rescue them, they're not going to learn the lesson that they need to. And honestly, what's that lesson? Either get better or get out. Because if people fail long enough and they have no desire to get better, they'll quit. And I'd rather you quit and get out the way, or learn. I know that sounds tough, but I mean, that's the way it is. Nicocom Media, hello to you as well. Back to Leon. We run a Mac Studio and a Mac Mini using Display Link Manager, and it lets me run up to 6 monitors. Sweet. Let me see. They're talking amongst themselves, but are you saying that you have an issue with the Spirit interpreting your agenda? I wonder what you would consider to be a solution for this. I may have missed that. G. Albert, yesterday I followed your advice and purchased a Unified Dream Router 7. I had several challenges to overcome. Recommend installers to get experience with setup in private or with friends, not in public. Recommend installers to get experience with setup in private. Yes, that's the reason why everything I've installed I have here. I do not guinea pig on anybody. I guinea pig on myself first, perfect it, and then when I build my confidence in it, then I can share that stuff with other folks. T-Man, I do the live stream at my church using my Black Magic equipment, Bible study, and worship service every Sunday. I currently do not get paid, but want to. How much should I charge per week? Well, first off, I don't want to. It's hard to answer that, so I'm just going to tell you how I did stuff. When I was still second guessing myself, I used to charge, $25 an hour for the stuff that I'm doing. Now, because I know what I'm doing and I can handle the video, the audio, the production, the live stream, the sound, all of that combined, honestly, now I charge $250 to $300 an hour, just because of the level of what I know to do. And if you call me in, this is what I'm going to handle. When you call me in, there's nothing that you have to worry about. It's like a team. It's like the difference of asking your uncle that knows stuff that can fix your pipes compared to I'm going to hire a professional plumber that has everything that they need to get the stuff done. That's kind of like where I'm at. And it also depends on, and I know this sounds crazy. I wish I was this type of person, but I'm glad I'm not. I don't try and hit people upside the head for their budget. If you know what the church can afford, be reasonable in what they're doing. But at the same time, don't fool yourself. Don't rob yourself. I did that for a long time. I was giving 5-star service and accepting, pennies. And again, I'm not trying to rob the church, but I mean, a laborer's worth is higher, meaning that if you're skilled and proficient in what you're doing, you charge that. I like I had one church, they didn't want to listen to me. I told them that I can get them their PTZs, good PTZs, up to like $500 each. They didn't want to listen, and they decided to go buy PTZs that are $2,500 each. And I'm like, they ain't no different. You're paying for the name. But I'm like, do whatever you want to do. But at the same time, could I do that? Yeah, I still have a conscience, and I just don't believe in charging somebody the highest when I know that you can get the same thing at a lower price. That's just me. But back to Leon. Right now, our studio, I run 3 monitors, and I can also run a line to an HDMI splitter that runs 2 monitors. Sweet. Yeah, because that's that split that you're talking about. Yeah. Mistakes are lessons to be learned. Exactly. Mike, if this will pop up. Yeah. Not happy with YouTube notification today about your live stream. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. So, folks, I mean, I'm not just saying this just for the attention, but please make sure that you like the video. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you have the bell notifications off, because sometimes YouTube does an update that, because it's so many people online, there's ghosts in the machine. Anybody who's programming know that you make an update, something else breaks that you are not aware of. So please make sure, not just to me, to any of the channels that you follow, make sure that you have that bell notification, because sometimes, say, in the array that they have of lists of options in your drop-down menu, they might push a new update on there, and because of the sequencing inside of that array, it pushes it off. So in an array, you have a list of items, and it's an index, so it's like starts at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you got 5 items inside of your drop-down list in the array, it starts at 0, goes to 4. Say that you have 3 selected, but then they change the order of the entries in the array. And anyway, I'm not trying to get too technical. In other words, just saying, make sure that you revisit, that you have bell notifications on. If they've changed it, make sure that you have all, because I'm not going to spam you with crazy stuff, but make sure your bell notification is on all notifications. Just make a habit of doing that for all your channels, because sometimes YouTube's be breaking because it's made by people. Created for fun. My brain is on overdrive. Of course, AI is the focal point of everything, but God has directed me to put forth the ideas. If someone else can make it and put a price on it, then do it freely for God. I mean, completely agree. Also saying the Dream Router is absolutely fast and effective. I'm glad it helps you. Yes, we don't do it for applause, but it always feels good when you actually give it. And that's kind of like, I know we don't do what we do for applause, but I just want to take the opportunity to tell people that I appreciate what you're doing. Lanny, I remind myself I'd love to find this video stream if I needed to research that particular topic of sermon or devotion to learn about teaching others. I mean, it's really appropriate. I really appreciate all you. Hey, thank you. Thank you so much. Guess our next one. I think the challenge with getting volunteers, especially in the media department, is that they are not sure what needs to be done should something go wrong, possible training issues. Yeah, I always say that I train people to be comfortable with the uncomfortable, because stuff is going to happen. Stuff is always going to happen. If I had to give you a suggestion when you're training your people, don't ever give them the feeling that things are always going to be perfect. You are setting them up for failure. You need to be prepared. What happens when the live stream goes down? What happens when the presentation system goes down? What happens when the computer shuts down? Like, I don't want to be like Reed Richards in the latest Fantastic Four movie where he's talking about I have to think about the horrible things so that I can be prepared for them. I mean, it's almost kind of like that. It's like almost anything can happen, but be comfortable with your skill and how to handle. Like, I need y'all to develop the MacGyver spirit, meaning that when something happens, if we will find a way to get it done. Just be comfortable in that. Mike, I currently run the Dream Router 5 at home and at church. It is worth upgrading. Is it worth upgrading to the Dream Router 7? If honestly, I still have the U6 access points here in my house, and could I go to 7? Yeah, I think going to that 7 is if you really, really, really want the speed advantages of the access point 7 that's built in, which honestly most devices aren't even using, to be quite honest. Let me see. So just for everybody who's talking like, what are they talking about? We're talking about the Unify devices and their kind of routers that they have. So the Dream Router 7 is this one. So my mom had the original one here. And again, it is a great product, and they have one. Now that's one thing they did add. One of them has a PoE, so that provides power here. And it's a 10G connection. So if you have the ability to have a SFP and you want to quote unquote future proof and give yourself a 10 gigabit input from your internet, yeah, it's worth it. Other than that, I really don't think so. Like most of the time, I really don't do an upgrade unless I realize I've reached the limits of what I'm doing. Now, the bad thing about this, if you don't use that SFP, you're going to have to get an adapter, which costs money, and you're going to have to convert that, like this SFP that goes to RJ45, makes it an Ethernet. Because if not, you're not going to be able to use that SFP port at all, and you have to use the last port here for your internet coming in, and now the switch on the back of this, you only got 3 ports. I mean, I think it's great kit if you're looking to get something new and you've never jumped into the Unify stuff. This one will work great for you because it has the access point and everything built in. Personally, Mike, if you aren't experiencing any issues, I wouldn't think so. Like right now, I'm still using my original Dream Machine. I have no desire to upgrade that, even though I really want the one with the 2 drives and all this other stuff. I mean, I don't have no need for it. If I had more cameras here in my house, I would do that, but I haven't even reached the limit of that. So that's kind of me. Rob, what are your thoughts on having a video wall? How's the maintenance? Honestly, if the video walls I've installed, if you install them right, there is no maintenance to them. It's like a TV. The only time it will be damaged is if a piece of one of the processing units is damaged, and I don't know how that would happen unless it overheated or something like that, which is like in the less than 10% failure rate of electronics if you're going through the Six Sigma type of planning when you're developing equipment and stuff like that. But there really is no maintenance to them. That's the reason I like video walls. It's like a big TV. And how often does your TV die? You know, I would say it's less than that because the video wall is going to be used less than your TV. Out of the 7 digital walls I've installed, I've only had 1 church call me back, and that was Good Shepherd. And that was mainly because one of the ribbons that sends the feature got pinched, and it pinched and all the way through, and some of the pins broke, and the color was off. So I just changed the cable. Other than that, I have not had any issues with that at all. Jay Santiago, appreciate all you do, the Word and Worship Church. Hey, thank you, sir. Yeah, Creative for Fun. Yeah, that was the church that was up there. I think, I can't remember. I think I was up there in that same area when I was working with them before. Jay Davis. How can we stop the pastor's mic from dropping out when he moves around? I know the distance from the wireless is fine. it's a sure live. If it's going out, where's the antenna? Is it behind a wall or is it something like that? I would probably put the receiver as close to them as possible, and maybe extend it back. So if they're on the pulpit, if it's possible to put the receiver there, or kind of like those antenna distributions that I did a review on, and I actually installed a second one at another church to make that better. Most of the time, if it's dropping out, it's because of the signal, and reaching the antenna. That would be my suggestion. Move the freer way is to move it closer to whoever is using it, so it's not that far. So it's, it wouldn't go out. It's not like a line of sight type of thing. That would be my suggestion. T-Man, thanks for answering. What PTZ cameras did you recommend that cost up to $500? My congregation needs to get on board. The AV cams are still my go-to because they're the ones that are the most available when I go on here. So let's just be honest. Let's go in here and look. So I will look at 20X PTZs. Don't do this one because that is USB. Got to be mindful, and it's sponsored. So they paid for this to be listed on top of here. So don't do that. And yeah, you see my outfit that I'm ordering for GalaxyCon when I take my daughter to this. So we're going to be excited about that. But this is kind of my go-to because this is in that range of what's going on here. This is the most affordable and the most reliable. This is what I've used a lot. Now, if the church has an issue with the color, then most of the time I would go with the all black version, or they have the 4K version of here. The Famaco is another one that I go with. Like this one doesn't have a brand at all here, and it's sponsored. They paid for that to get pushed up. Famaco paid for that one to get pushed up, but I've used them before. Where is, like, that's a sub 300 and that's a 4K. 4K for 300. I need to see about that one. But again, this is the most recent one that I purchased because SMT, AV, ADA imaging, and PTZ optics are the only ones that I'm aware of that are in solid white. So when churches need that color, I go with that. This is the one that I just recently installed from there for Lebanon Baptist Church. But let me see. IUZ, never heard of them. If I had the extra money to play with, I would possibly get one to test this out. But it does have HDMI out, no SDI out, USB out, and an RG6. I'm assuming that's, yeah, and it's PoE. I mean, that looks like a viable option. And that's a 20X and it's 4K. I would like to get my hands on one of them. Just don't have the extra to just be ordering one. But those are kind of like my go-to. My go-tos right now are AV cans and Famaco. If I need a solid white camera, I would go with the PTZ optics. But if somebody's complaining about the price, then I would go to an SMT AV because that would be probably half the price of the PTZ optics. So those are kind of my go-to. And you got a bunch of options there. I will link the $316 one, the AV cans, the one that I've used. I would do that IU V one, but again, I haven't used it. And like I said, I don't recommend stuff that I have not used myself. So if I'm able to get my hands on one and test it out and see how good it is, then I might recommend it. But I would not recommend something blindly to y'all without me putting my hands on it. Brian Jones, arrays, purple smoke is popping in. Hey, I'm telling you, man. Look, and then you have now you do that used to be my whole thing, writing recursion in SQL and then on C++ or in Python and then having memory access and having, man, I'm telling you, I need to get back into that. But like we were saying with Pastor Rob, if I can figure out how to put 30 hours in a 24-hour day, maybe I'll have enough time to go into that. Interesting how individuals realize you've built skill but aren't monetizing it. They stealthily come and learn everything freely from you as they charge others. You know how many times I've had people do that? And that was one of the things I was really mad about, because I'm like, God, like, I could charge everybody an arm and a leg for what I'm doing. Honestly, that's the other reason why I stopped giving away the Bibles on my website, because people were getting them from me for free and charging them on their website for like $10 and $15 and $20. And I'm like, how much money could I have made if I actually charged people for that? And I have to fight those thoughts, because sometimes when the bill man is coming here asking me to pay a bill, and I'm like, if I had charged this many people for this, I wouldn't, and I don't want to go down that path. But it's one of those things. I don't know why God does the stuff that he does. I really don't. Because I sit back and I'm like, all I'm trying to do is help. So why is it so difficult I don't know. One of my questions one of the questions that hasn't popped up yet, but it's like, why is my finances not matching my faithfulness? I'd love to have that conversation, but I totally agree with you. It stinks, but hey. Jay, we tested before service and everything is fine. Awesome. The U6 lights are great. It's not broke, don't fix it. Yeah, I have a U6 right outside here hanging in the ceiling. On the first floor, I never hung it. I have a U7 that's inside of a closet so that it can reach my car and the charger and stuff like that. And then I have U7s in the walls on the second and third floor, just because that's the easiest thing to put in, and the U6s weren't available. That's the only reason I have those. But yeah. I am glad you're feeling better as well too. Being 100% away from church for 2 weeks has made me realize that the volunteers actually know their way around. They just don't demonstrate seeing we're always there. Yeah, sometimes you got to let people sink or swim. You have to, because that's the only way they're going to really realize how much they actually know. I do what I do as a ministry to my God. What I ask others to do is do your job as worship, so you want to do your best. Yeah, always. What do you think of the Rodecaster video? I did a Creative for Fun. Let me borrow hers. I think it's cool. I have to reimagine how I've been using the Black Magic one for so long that I have to relearn how they do their stuff. I do like it. I think Pastor Rob has something like that. Honestly, if I had the money, I would go with that, because the one feature I wish Blackmagic would do, but that Rode has it, and a couple of other switchers, it has the podcast set up to where it will automatically switch for who's talking. So yes, I think the Rodecaster video is great. Don't like the price, but I do like it. Hello. How are you doing? Back to Creative for Fun. After the funeral, I plan on getting the media ministries in the area on a Zoom call to talk and help each other out with ideas and tech knowledge. Hopefully we can do this and all appreciate. I mean, that's the best thing to do. And I think that'll be awesome. You're able to get that in place. Philip Joseph, good morning, everyone. Hey, good morning to you. Mike, I may need to consult you on how to allow presentations from the pulpit into my projector system. I have a presentation coming up. Honestly, I still have this. If I can start having stuff falling over. This is my Ori HDMI wireless. I still use this. I could do this for video. I don't. I do this for presentation. So at a couple of churches, I think down in Oxford, First Baptist, I have one of these inside the podium, so that if anybody ever wanted to hook up, they would plug into that, and that goes into the ATEM. And that's why I have like all this extra stuff here. So if I needed another connection, I have it connected. I just connect whatever here, and the other end is connected into one of my available ports on my ATEM. Cam I makes a good 4K PTZ. Well, cool. Thank you for that. Mom's video. people that have never done it telling you how to do it. One of the questions that you hate about, hey, bruh, you and sending announcement just as the announcements are about to be broadcast. Yes, yes. Yeah, and Pastor Rob says he has the Rode X streamer. Yeah, I mean it's interesting, folks, and like I said, the reason I do a lot of the stuff is, I mean, like I said, is to try and help out. And but back to that, what is one thing you dislike about media ministry? There's a lot, and I mean, y'all have, and that's the beautiful thing about all of us being in media ministry. There's nothing new under the sun. What almost everybody can identify with some of the questions. Yeah, some churches might not have an issue with budget, other ones do. Some people might not have an issue with volunteers, but a bunch do. I mean, you know, we all have the same issues. That's the reason why bringing together and talking about this stuff and that podcast, The One Question, those are things that almost all of us are dealing with, but, you know, we just need to talk about them. Back to Creative for Fun. RCV has actually come down in price. The Rodecaster video, yeah, I know a lot of them, since the tariffs were marked as unconstitutional or illegal, whatever they want to call it. A lot of the prices have gone down. I want to see, has B&H Photo affected that as well too? Let me see. And I think, I was hitting the wrong button. My bad. Yeah, so see, this is still up. So technically, this is supposed to drop down by $995. So it hasn't affected here yet. I know some of the Unify stuff has, and I know what I did. I hit the wrong button. I was supposed to share this, and it was sharing ProPresenter. I didn't hit my macro to change it. So normally the ATEM is $995, and it marked it up by $100 because of the tariffs. So when that goes back down, I'll be happy about that as well too. Switch back. Yeah, switch back. Can you drop a link to the Aura Wireless presentation? Sure. Let me see. Let me find it. Okay, this is the 4K version, but they normally have a link to the... They don't have a link. Hold on. I'm not going to send you the 4K one was like almost $300. Trying to find the 1080p version. Because, I mean, you don't need to, I wouldn't think you would need to send that in 4K. It's like the only thing they keep showing is the 4K version. Give me 1 second, folks. Here's one, but it's not in the same form factor that I have. It's almost like a USB dongle version. Let me just show you what I'm looking at. Yeah, it keeps recommending this one. And even though I know that one will work, I mean, the one that I have was like $120. I'm trying to find that one. Or even an equivalent one that I have used. Like, I'm thinking about, if I can't find this exact one, I'll get the one that I installed when I was in California. That one will work as well too, and that was around like $150. But I'm not going to drag this out. I will find it, Mike. In worst case, I'll send it to you, a direct message to you with the link to it. So my apologies on not finding it. And right after I did that, now I found it. It's not the exact same brand, but it's the one like I did in California. So I will put that in the comments for you. Wireless HDMI. All right, folks, what are the plans? Tomorrow I'm going to be back down in the Tidewater area I need to pull this cable that got looped up for whatever reason when I was trying to rush to get Cypress Baptist. Also installing an access point in their fellowship hall. Right after that, I'm going down the street to First Gravel Hill. That was a church I fixed up and then added some other stuff later on. That was my dad's church that he grew up at. Doing a training with their team. We're going to show them some more stuff of what they can do with Pro Presenter and their setup, putting a new joystick in place. And we're going to start adding, kind of like what we did. We're going to have them present inside the sanctuary, but then also do lower thirds to the live stream only and just leverage some more stuff. Whatever the people who installed that stuff, and we're going to put a different PoE switch and make their stuff a lot tidier down there. They have the ATEM sitting on a shelf, a regular shelf instead of the mounted. So we're going to replace a lot of that stuff. That's what I have tomorrow. Playing on Sunday, and then just telling you my schedule of what's going on next week. Let's see. No, I want to go by week. Next week, I'm going to be at New Vine, back at New Vine. We're installing a brand new digital sound system. Also, I have 30 feet of black steel tubing, and we're going to be hanging their PTZ because of the vibration. We're going to be hanging it from a rafter. So I got to drill a hole and have it hanging from a metal pole that I took my angle grinder and cut a hole in and stuff like that. We're doing that on Monday, as well as doing a new sound system. Then we're going to be back at Mount Tabor on Tuesday. We're adding 2 new cameras. They're migrating over to Pro Presenter. We're going to be doing some training there. Then we're heading back to Lebanon because that's the day I'm going to be able to train them that afternoon. Wednesday, we have a one question podcast I'm recording with Pastor Kyle. What else? Then we're going to be back at Shiloh to do training. That's going to be on Saturday the 14th. That's what's going on next week. And the weekend after that, me and my daughter are going to GalaxyCon. So I'm excited about that. But that's what's going on. I do have some time in between, so we'll be booking some stuff as well, too. But let's see. Dennis wants to know, what would be a good PR of yours that could share? What do you help me with that? What do you mean by PR? Because I got a couple of ideas of what that means, but I want you to exactly tell me so I don't guess. I still haven't had time. It's on my computer. I haven't had time to really dive into that, but I will. The Roadcaster video is 8:30. Maybe if I can collect a whole bunch of pennies around here, maybe I can get one here as well, too. I do like that one for that podcast purpose as well, too. Jay Davis, how would you suggest connection from moving the Shure box closer to the pulpit since it is connected to the MX32 mixer at the back of the church to the live stream? Honestly, I don't know the route. The easiest thing is just put a 100-foot XLR cable and connect it that way so you can move it if you can hide that cable in a convenient place. If you can't do that, you always could do and I did a review of them. There are 2 boxes that will give you 4 channels that run over an Ethernet cable. You can put that up there. That's what I did at New Vine in a couple of places. I did that at Antioch as well, too. You could do that. But that would be the easiest thing. Just get a 100-foot cable or whatever distance you need and just place it up there. That would be the easiest thing. Or you can get those antennas so that would give you a better line of sight and a more powerful antenna that we did. Yeah, I got to get down there early, climb up under the floor, run some other stuff, and then clean myself up and then get back there. Oh, no. Not a support beam. Hold on. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me show you my order so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So what I did is I have these pipes right here. I am going to drill a hole in the drop ceiling And this pole, I have a bracket that is going to be screwed into a ceiling joist. That pole is going to hang down from the ceiling because where the camera is mounted, anybody touches it, opens the door, the camera vibrates. So that pole is going to be hanging down from the ceiling rafter, and I got like 2 sets of those. So it's going to drop down 10 feet down right where the camera is, but it's going to be supported from the ceiling. And I have a mount, and I cut a hole in that so that I can drop my HDMI and Ethernet cable and run that through the pipe. That's what that is for. So, no, not a support beam like that. Leon, we like the NDI PoE ones with tracking. Yeah, and somebody else mentioned that they had that one, and they experienced in the comments why I said I personally don't use NDI on the cameras like that, because they had one where the network got knocked out or the video and audio got out of sync. Let me see. I think that was about it, folks. Like I said, if you were interested in being a part of one question, or if you just got questions you want to add to it, because, I mean, where is it at? So my wonderful toys here, this is the thing that I have. I had ChatGPT make this out. So we add whatever questions inside of this, and we spin that, and then those are our questions. So those are all the ones we got so far. Let me see. So what are some of the questions we got in here? Let me come back over here so y'all can see. And, wrong computer. Hold on. So like I said, if you have questions that you would like for me to discuss in here and make it as an option, y'all are welcome to email me about that as well. So the questions that are currently in rotation. Is it wrong that I'm tired of serving? Why am I still struggling with the same sin? Why don't I feel close to God anymore? Why does following God sometimes feel lonely? Why don't my finances match my faithfulness? Why do I feel like God blesses everyone but me? Why am I afraid God will ask me to give up something I love? Why do I sometimes miss my old life? We talked about that on our roundtable. That was a very interesting one. If you are a supporter, go check that out. That was a very good discussion. Had a lot of transparency in that one. Why do I feel unseen in church? Why is it easier to give advice than to follow it? Is my only true victory in death? How do I actually walk by faith? One thing you would change about the modern church, one thing you despise about the church, the worst thing about evangelism, one thing the church gets wrong about blank, and then I can fill in the blank for anything. But let's see, other stuff. Dennis, to motivate churches to connect with you, to get educated and upgrade what they are currently doing without appearing to upset them, to give them a better opinion. There's a video that kind of talks about that. I have to think about which one would be the recommendation for that. That might be one of the talks that I did at the E-Missionary Conference. Honestly, I think that would be one that would do that. Got a lot of good communication with each other. And Una also have a wheel that I use. That's cool. This one I asked ChatGPT to make that one. So that's just a HTML file that's on my desktop. So awesome. Hey, folks, really appreciate all the stuff y'all are doing. Keep it up. I understand sometimes, a lot of times we don't want to talk about this. You get frustrated in church. You have thoughts about why should I continue? All I can say is I understand that. I feel the same way. For me is when I have people like y'all reach out or y'all say stuff to me saying, hey, I appreciate it. That really helps me. It really does. It's not the big stuff. It's the little stuff. And I just really hope the little things that I do here help encourage you. If like you were feeling on the brink of like you're getting tired, hopefully something I said encouraged you to keep going. Because I believe in y'all. There's so much more that you're capable of. I wouldn't be saying that to you if that was a lie. I wouldn't be wasting my time. And I just believe that there's some great things that y'all are going to be doing. There's so much more that y'all are capable of doing that you might not be aware of, and hopefully being led to actually awaken some of that stuff. I hope the little stuff I do helps show you what you're capable of. Just know that you're appreciated, whether anybody in your church is saying it or not. I appreciate all the stuff you're doing. And again, I want to give a big shout out to my Patreon supporters and YouTube members. If you like what we do here, folks, you can always become a patron by going to patreon.com/AJaytheCEO. You can get started as low as $1.50 a month, or you can click the join button down below to become a YouTube member. No matter which way you pick, folks, you are helping us train and modernize media ministries all over the world. And more importantly, all the funding that is coming in, we've always done this, but we're going to try and hit a goal. And I know it might sound big, but I'm honestly want to get to a point where we can bring in $72,000. That's literally if we have every YouTube subscriber here just say, I want to donate $12, $1 a month for a whole year. If we did that, we can get to that point to where we can actually do some harm to somebody's kingdom, if you know what I mean, to where we can help empower some more people. I don't want to just give y'all knowledge. I want to actually, be able to physically do something as well, too. We've done that over the past, and I just want to push it up a notch. It says set a goal so high that it's like there's no way you can reach it without God's help. And that's kind of like what we're doing. So if you want to be a part of that, you don't have to go to the high tiers. You can just get the lowest one. And we just want to be able to do something like that. Commit to $12 a year if you can, so we can actually do some serious change. I mean, do you know how awesome that's going to be, to where we're able to go in and transform a church's ministry with like $70,000 worth of equipment, or maybe multiple churches with that pool. And then kind of like, like a patrons list, we can list every person that helped, like the stained glass windows that you donated at church. You can say that. I mean, that's the stuff I would like to do. But let's close out with these last couple of questions, then we're going to be up and out of here. Renee, what is the alternative to a long HDMI run for cameras and TVs? I remember seeing in another video. That was the Thor HDMI RF modulator that will turn video signal into a digital channel that all your TVs, you can have as many TVs as you want, that will pick up that channel like it's a regular TV channel. So you run the HDMI into that box. That box connects to the coax that probably is already existing in your building. And then you just screw that into the TV, and then you tune to that channel. We did a couple of videos on that. We've installed that at a couple of churches, which is awesome. G-Man, the parable of the workers in the vineyard describes a landowner paying laborers hired at the last minute the same denarius as those who worked all day. Yeah, we're about ready to get to that pretty soon in our readings as well, too. If you're not a part of it, folks, I highly recommend y'all join us on our daily reading of the Bible that we go through the entire year. If you've never done it, hey, join the community and just say at the end of the year, you can always go back and watch all the videos. It's going to be in a playlist, so it'll be in rotation. Put something in place so we can do it every year. But we're on I actually have to record day 67. But we have another one that's dropping today at 4 p.m. Another one is dropping tomorrow. We drop these videos every single day at 4 p.m. And the reading that we are on, where is it at? I'm pulling up my spreadsheet. So for the 7th, today, the 6th, is going to be Deuteronomy 18 through 20. Tomorrow, the 21st, is going to be Deuteronomy 21 through 23. Then on Sunday, the 24th through 27th, and those who actually do it, spring forward, losing an hour this Sunday. Let y'all know about that. Most of the stuff is automated anyway, but let y'all know. Last few questions here. Philip Paul. I am currently using the iRuin webcam in my phone and PC, then is routed to OBS. Is there any way I can ISO record the phone recording? Yeah, there's a plugin in OBS that will allow you to record it, or you can actually download the screen recorder on your phone, and then you can do that. That's what I do when I need to capture my phone for that. Leon, when I am stuck and unable to be there, I get so many calls for those that try to step in. I'm grateful for them, but just need them to take training seriously. Absolutely. Pastor Rod, thank you for your comment. OBS is not recording or live streaming. It's sending the second video output to... I don't understand. Are you using OBS as graphics and it's being fed into the ATEM? Is that what you're saying? You are welcome. Thank you, man. Some of them names is rough. Last question. What hard drive do I look for in a NAS? You want to look for one that are made specifically for NASs because the hard drive is going to be running 24/7. A regular desktop drive might be cheaper, but it's not meant to run long term. So the drives I have in here, I have Western Digital Reds. You might not be able to get any because Western Digital said that all of their hard drives have, all their stock of hard drives have been eaten up almost into the half of 2027. My other stuff, I have Seagate Iron Wolf. Those are NAS drives. But then I use the Seagate Skyhawk ones, which are for surveillance. Those are like for like my security cameras, but those are the type of drives. But that's about it, folks. Really appreciate y'all. I've already did all that good stuff of giving y'all the encouragement and everything. But just remember, folks, you are important. We need you. Thank you for fighting the fight. Thank you for doing your role, what your assignment of, because, hey, when you focus on being the best you can in what your role, and I focus on the best that I can in my role, we all win. We waste a whole lot of time and resources when I'm too busy trying to be a second class you or trying to take a part-time job, trying to correct you when working on me as a full-time job. I hope we encourage each other. We work together. We're not competing with each other. We're complimenting each other. Thank you so much, folks. I hope you have a great day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. Know that if you have some other questions you weren't able to get to, you can email me at questions@ajholmes.com, or you can set up a consultation at ajholmes.com/consultations. And I think that's about it. Like I said, y'all have a good day, evening, afternoon, and we'll be seeing you on the next video, folks. Later.